Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today we're taking a look at the Charles Martel. I know, another mid-tier cruiser with a heel. But can you blame me? These ships have been in a less than playable state for so long, and so many of them having a heel upgrade now makes them so much fun. There's an incredible number of mid-tier cruisers that are a lot of fun to play and have been in the past, that just really struggled to survive through the matchmaker. Longer range games these days, up tiers extremely challenging on some of the more open water maps especially. It's been really nice to play these mid-tier cruisers again. And Charles Martel, I think, is an excellent example. These French cruisers are very fast. They have this amazing 20% engine boost that seems to last forever. And you get a reload booster. Reload boosters are just so much fun in World of Warships. They allow you to, when you catch the enemy off guard, you get into an advantageous position, you can burst out double damage for a little bit. It's got a longer reload, 2 minutes on this one, but you get 5 of them throughout a battle. That is a lot of opportunities where if an enemy battleship, say, damage controls a fire, you're going to get a guaranteed or an almost hopefully guaranteed fire as a follow-up to get that permanent dot ticking. What if you spot an enemy destroyer? Your friendly DD spots an enemy destroyer and you can help out on that battle. What if a cruiser goes flat broadside onto you at 10 kilometers? You swap to the AP real quick and you burst out a few salvos. Sure, not everyone is going to be a dev strike level salvo, but if you're firing more often, you're going to get some very nice consistent damage. This is how I feel about a ship like Bourgogne, for example, at tier 10. I still really like that battleship because of the reload booster and because of the speed. This line is a cruiser form of that. We are more focused on the high explosive here, trying to use that good enough pen, right? It's just over 32 mil pen. That is the major threshold here. Allows for some very consistent damage into battleships. Fire chance is solid here. And then swapping to the armor piercing when we get those cruiser broadsides. Charles is quite quick, and most importantly, it has a lot of range. I had not played Charles in a very long time. In fact, the majority of this French cruiser line, it's been in the game for a very long time now. Haven't played him in a while. Typically only playing Henry at tier 10 or Condi, which is incredibly powerful. Charles is great though. 17.6 kilometers of range is so comfy. Even on a fairly open water flank like this one, we're at long enough ranges that I'm pretty confident in my ability to dodge battleship salvos, especially with the engine boost up. And this range allows for many of the potential tier 10 up tiers not feeling as bad. For me, one of my favorite ships in the game for a very, very long time, perhaps less so these days, I don't play it so often, is Atago. It is my very first premium that I bought years and years ago. Absolutely love that ship for its consistent damage output, but most importantly, its solid survivability. I felt like I could play in almost any matchmaker, at least back in the day. It still was a struggle to tier 10 these days, but we could play into those not so great matches, maybe not the best maps for us, and still make it work because Atago had decent conceal maneuverability, but most importantly, it had a heal. It's my primary reason for wanting heals at these mid tiers, and I'm very happy to say that it's as good as I thought, or maybe even better than I thought. There are so many interesting cruisers that when you get a heal at these mid tiers, at least in the past, it seemed like, well, there was a trade-off there. You didn't have as much DPM as some of the other cruisers that didn't have heals back in the day at mid-tier. You also wouldn't maybe get the reload booster gimmicks, that sort of thing. But now, the ships that had the special strong consumables or special gimmicks without heals back then, now having heals are just some of the most fun ships in the game because, well, they are very, very powerful. I wonder if Wargaming will take a look at some of these mid-tier cruisers. I am not sure, but Charles is a very, very nice example. Here into this poor Colorado, we're going to get a lot of damage very, very quickly. He has, in fact, damage controlled. Our reload booster is coming back up off cooldown, so you know what we're going to do, assuming that we can keep the spotting. That is one of the nice parts about these French cruisers with their engine boost up. Their maneuverability is good enough that I am willing to reverse out broadside on here and risk some potentially high damage salvos because of our maneuverability. In this case, I see Colorado has led for us to stop and go forward, so I just keep reversing. But it's very challenging and very risky to do this, but with the engine boost, it allows us to make some riskier plays, and if we make the mistake and eat a massive salvo in trying to get that permanent fire on them, well, we have the heal now. I've said this a lot, but having a heal just allows for so many more interesting plays. So much fun. Yes, that was a pretty nuts salvo of AP. I didn't acknowledge that earlier, but into that broadside cruiser. It's not the best AP at tier 8 by any means. It's got solid alpha damage, nearly 5k. We do have a little bit worse pen, though, than if you're like used to Baltimore. That is some of the best AP, though, to be fair. But having the reload booster is what really sets this ship apart. Now, if I may, I'd really like to compare this ship to its tier 9 and maybe even tier 10. St. Louis at tier 9 has basically the same guns. The DPM on the AP is the exact same. So same reload, same AP shells. The reason St. Louis at tier 9 gets better HE DPM by about 10,000 over Charles is because it has slightly higher alpha damage on the HE shells, a little bit more fire chance too. But other than that, we're basically just a St. Louis at tier 8 now. I can say that for a lot of these tier 8 cruisers now, to be honest with you. And maybe that makes the grind a lot less interesting or maybe more challenging at tier 9. Maybe we could take a look at some of these tier 9 cruisers. Wouldn't mind that, considering now they are facing so many super ship games. They could use a little love too, I think, Wargaming. But tier 8 is a very nice sweet spot here. And maybe like Henry at tier 10, it has 141,000 HE DPM. Charles has 137,000 HE DPM. Now I know there's 6 upgrade slots, and of course Henry does have the higher caliber shells, so it gets more pen, better alpha damage when those shells do hit. There's a lot of things, okay? But Charles is a very, very powerful ship at this tier, allowing us to, as you can tell, farm a lot of damage already on this flank. Pushing in with our engine boost is generally when I can play a little bit more aggressive. It's a little scary because Charles has a very large exposed above water citadel, and we don't have as much of that black hole armor that some of the higher tier French cruisers get. Henry pretty well known for that one. So in going broadside on to this Mogami, it's a little risky. Fortunately, he is on the HE. In this case, though, we're on 27k, he's on 21k HP. I mean, these ships are pretty similar in their playstyle as far as HE farming roles. I really enjoy Charles for its ability to have the engine boost maneuverability as well as that reload. The reload booster is really, really fun. Thank you to the Jarvis for trying to help me. Unfortunately, I just sat stationary broadside. Yeah, it's an exposed citadel. It's a risky ship to play. So the citadels, of course, we're not going to heal back quite as much of that damage as we would from fires or even just regular pen damage. Charles, of these ships, Charles and St. Louis, actually has better firing angles. 34 degrees forward, 34 degrees backwards. So not 30 degrees, which is generally pretty comfortable, but still very solid firing angles. Going up to tier 9, St. Louis, 37 degrees forward and back, which is still fine, right? It's still fine, but considering it's a whole tier higher, has to face super ships a lot of the time too, Charles is definitely in a better state, I think, than St. Louis would be. There's other things, the range is better, and of course you get the 6 upgrade slot for even more DPM, but man, these tier 8s and tier 7s, tier 6s, I think the cruiser lines are just generally much, much more interesting to grind through. I think if you've been putting it off, grinding through a lot of these maybe older cruiser lines because they've felt a little power creep, they don't have the gimmicks, they get smashed by a lot of the newer battleships, overmatch, cross maps, all that sort of stuff. And of course, you did not have heals back last update to deal with that. I think this is a great time to be playing these mid-tier cruisers. Maybe grind a lot of lines up to tier 8 would be my recommendation. Get the XP to get the tier 9s and then just don't play them. Maybe Wargaming will buff those ships too. I don't know. That will possibly lead to just never-ending power creep, but we're kind of in that anyway. A lot of the premiums and their crazy gimmicks, some of the new lines, They have just such absurd power that some of these older ships, I am very personally happy that Wargaming is taking a look at them. We've done over 200,000 damage in this one already, by the way. We got ourselves a close game, which I always love to see. And notably, no Witherer yet. 14 fires, farming battleships, no Witherer yet. So a lot of that damage is just straight up alpha damage, which I like to see. I don't necessarily want... I wouldn't want to not have a Witherer, but I really enjoy it when I can have really high damage games where it's not reliant on RNG fires to actually have those games, because I find fires to be a little bit inconsistent in their application of damage, where a lot of the alpha damage you can just rely on that much more. So here, unfortunately, we did lose our destroyer in the south, and then I greedily tried to get the dev strike on the Gritsia with the AP and then swapped to the Shiratsuyu. I really should have just gone after Shira, helped my destroyer stay alive much better. I kind of fumbled the end game here, unfortunately, but really, really close battle, and Charles performed excellently. I didn't feel like I was out of the play. I didn't feel like there were situations where there wasn't anything I could do, which is kind of my main complaint with World of Warships a lot of the time, feeling locked out of battles. And at least in this one, very, very fun example. And Charles facilitated that very nicely. Jumping into the live games now, we're just going to go for a pretty simple island push to start with. Yes, we are capable of playing open water. Ship's pretty maneuverable. With the engine boost especially, we're pretty solid. But in an up tier like we have here, yeah, just play a little bit smarter early. Blucher on that angle, yeah, that's what I was worried about. So, Iowa pretty far away. However, we do have the range for it. You know, it's just so nice to have the extra range like this. He does go dark, though. There we go, now he's back. And fortunately, I'm not actually getting spotted here. So this little island here, like, we're very exposed to this angle, but there's no one there on the enemy team. So we can afford to farm this Iowa a little bit, which is great. And because I am bad at this, I am actually gonna... Oh, okay, well, misplay this time. I was gonna say, I am usually the guy who has reload boosters available at the end of a game. So I am going to use it early so that I've actually done a little bit of damage with them. It's just DPM we're leaving on the table, right? So maybe I shouldn't have there. I should have maybe recognized that Iowa was going to go dark in that situation. That's okay. Did a little bit of damage. I do want to hydro, just in case that H1 got some torpedoes. Yamato coming through, pretty far away, but he's coming through. Our Vladdy full pushed spawn, or into the B cap. Pretty scary. Let's try reversing, getting an angle on Shima. We got to be aware now of the, now that we know the Yamato angle. We have to be quite aware of that. Shima is going to try and go through the middle here. I think Ruprecht Hydro is spotting him. So this is where I want to use my guns. I'm going to use the little trick to only fire my rear turret. Notice my front gun's pointed like this. They don't have the angle if I'm quick. I wasn't quick enough. Oh, dang it. And he does go dark there, unfortunately. Oh, well. Trying to be too fancy with it. Trying to get too fancy with it. That's fine. Is Yamato looking for us? Not right now. And I missed the Blucher. Too bad. Is this a blind drop from the ZH-1? That's wild. That is absolutely wild. As is Shima YOLO pushing this by the looks of things. That is an insane play. No? I suppose if he has torps available? Hello, sir. I'm reversing out to try and bait him here, by the way, because I want him to eat my torps. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way you're that greedy. I think I died to that. Yeah, okay. Insane 1-for-1. What is going on with destroyer players, bro? Man, if I had my engine boost up, I actually think I live that. Absolutely ridiculous. Here is our next battle. Got ourselves another tier 10 game. Heals very much welcome when we're getting this kind of matchmaker. Hopefully we don't get 1-for-1 this time. Trying to support our Yugumo. We'll push up to like this island here probably. This spot is always too aggressive, I find. Playing this side tends to be too far away from like the battle going on behind here. And then trying to cross into some of these islands, they're very challenging to play because they're so tall. You can't really arc over them very easily. And of course, there's a lot of crossfires from over here and then through here. So we'll play a bit more cautious back here. And then if we see our Yugumo getting into a fight, maybe we'll poke out with our engine boost. Oh, interesting. Yugumo's smoking for us. Oh, that's a dangerous smoke because there is a Donskoy radar very, very close. I will poke out a little bit, but I don't want to go too far. I would assume the Donskoy radar is coming through soon because Yugumo is on the cap. I don't know if my Hydra reaches far enough to help the Yugumo against torpedoes. He's quite broadside on right now. But we will do our best to help him here. Do you see the Turpits? La Pampa? Yeah, there come the Torps. Understandable. Hopefully our Yugumo is in a spot to dodge those. Torpedoes, dead ahead. Okay. Destroyer players, you're killing me. You're absolutely killing me. I know it's a challenging class to play. I am aware, but what are we doing with these 1-for-1s and sitting broad, smoking up to let everybody know where you are, and then sitting broadside? I'm not trying to flame the guy. Okay, I'm not. Okay, it's just interesting, shall we say. And I got a bit of a secret. Okay, I got a bit of a secret to say. I've already done the live recording session for this for the ship. And that's what you're seeing right now. We're redoing it because I had a terrible experience this morning. You know, everything I was talking about? Oh, Charles, it's got the engine boost. It's got the gimmicks. It's got the reload booster. Now it's got the heal, allowing it to play into higher tier games, into these more absurd random experiences that we get these days. Nah, I was too full of it. I was just getting lucky with Matchmaker, I think, because I did not have a great time recording. So I'm redoing it. You'll probably see some highlights of that. There were some good moments still. There were definitely some good moments. But yeah, I had to get some better games. And the destroyers were a bit of a big issue during that play session, I will say. Turpits could be turning for us. I was hoping Cleveland would eat some citadels. Looks like he angled enough to us to not eat as many. Turpit's kind of looking. Our Hydro is out, so we could get yellow rushed. It's actually possible. Nice. Cleveland goes down. We're pretty well covered by this island from things like GK Thunder, so I'm okay with chilling here for a bit longer. It's a good spot when they do push in. But you'll probably see some of those highlights at the end of this before we go back to take a look at the build. For now, just chilling. Chilling, farming. I reversed too far here, but I think he's more focused on key, for example. The enemy team is pushing quite aggressively for a lot of these caps. This is a situation where they might be over pushing. We'll see. You know, we should be able to take out the Turpits here. I would like another fire. We should be aware Sun Yat-sen's got a lot of overmatch for us. Okay, someone else got the fires. That's fine. As long as Turpits goes down. Excellent. Let's go on the Sun Yat-sen then. Perhaps look for Donskoy. Nope. Just helping Sun Yat-sen here. We still have 2 minutes of engine boost, so I'm okay with doing the speed juking dodging. 6,000 damage. Yo, these guns hit, man. Guns hit quite hard. He's not looking at us. That's good. And he's within our range, so now we're getting the top grade gunner DPM buff. Excellent. Okay. I aimed properly the first time, and now I'm not, I suppose. That's a damage con. Okay, our reload booster is available, so we'll wait a few seconds. Make sure that... actually, we can't wait a few seconds, because he is going to reload before I really can properly get... Oh, never mind. Someone just got the insta. Okay, well, we're not going to get the insta. That's okay. We'll still use these. I need to use these more often. But what I was going to say is I want to get behind this island before he's reloaded, so that we don't eat some massive overmatch salvo, which Charles is very vulnerable to. Massive citadel. Not quite. But our team does get it. Excellent. Excellent. Let's go try and help on the other side, though. I think that's a little bit better for us right now. The spotting is too intermittent here. I learned my lesson at the start this morning. Playing positions without any destroyer, where the enemy team has a lot of DDs, is not a good experience for a cruiser like this one. We need the spots. Pioneer smokes. That's fine. Patience, guys. Patience. This one is still close, even if we are down a bit. Thunder pushing in. Great. We're trying to create a crossfire here with like Kuhor and Brandenburg down in the south. 5.5k on the fire. These guns are good, man. Just keeping them alive, and the heal helps with that a lot. Broken record, I know. But the heals, guys, it's really good. Oh, I'm spotted. There's a DD in front here. With that in mind, it might be an idea that we gotta kite this out a little bit. Reload boost because he's going broadside. Swap to the AP. Gotta help on this guy. 6 bounces and 2 overpens is not what we're looking for. Oh, the AP. It's a tragedy. All right, well, noted. Just spam HE. Hopefully our Brandenburg can help us out on this guy. GK secondaries, eh? The ship is challenging to hit when it's kited like this. And we got a lot of HP, including our heal. I'm worried mostly about a Thunderer overmatching shot. He's not on us. Great. Pioneer trying to get into the smoke of his friend. He successfully does. And I don't kill him. I thought this one wasn't over, but we weren't able to do much here. If only my AP had done a bit of damage there. Oh, my rudder again! Oh, what a disaster. I don't want to use my rep on it because I'm worried about like double permafires or something. Annoying. Wait though, Cerberus. See, this is the spotting difference, I would say. Spotting is just so important, guys. It's just my rudder again. Are we serious right now? What is this ship? Okay, it's fine. Those torps do not reach, unfortunately. I think our Brandenburg is gonna die. He is very broadside onto the Thunderer, unfortunately. Boost, because there's no harm in it right now. Just need the damage. Oof. Yeah. Come on. That fire's still ticking. He's stopping, so that might actually hit his stern. It does for good full pens. Okay. Team gets GK, right? In middle. I just have to live plus maybe kill the Thunder. He shot though. Wait, why would you shoot there? Oh, he got a heal, that's why. Let's hydro so that we don't eat like the torps from a destroyer. Great damage. Great damage. No fire, but great damage. Fire, please. Yes, that'll get him lit. Am I not close enough? Oh, I wasn't close enough for the firelight. Yeah, our Schlieffen's gonna go down too quick. Yeah. Close. Close one, close one. We tried. Okay, come on. Yes, finally. 3 seconds, come on, kill him. Nice. into Thunderer. Did he get a heal? No, he didn't. $1,008 seconds. 3. No, dude. No. How did my first shot not kill him there? Oh, that's so tragic. I don't think we catch up to the GK or the Yugamo, but that was so close. You see how spotting's a big deal? You see how spotting's a big deal? Oh, it's so disappointing, man. The destroyers today. I'm sorry to blame you. It's not you watching this, I'm sure, right? The lack of spotting has just been disastrous. Okay, next we have more tier 10, and ideally, a few destroyers on our flank that will do some spotting. Hopefully. So we definitely could just sit behind this island and farm, hopefully whatever the DD spot, but I want to get up a little closer to potentially help on the fights that they get into. That's the other thing I've been noticing is the DDs are taking some less than stellar trades, so I want to help on those as well. We should also pay attention to our battleship instantly leaving, so our BB is not wanting to play the game. So we're missing that on this flank too. Our middle guys are all going south, and so we could be massively outnumbered here. I'm spotted already. Let's be aware that enemy ships could be firing at us. That is an HE salvo. That's the AP. Okay, so maybe I should have just stayed behind that island. I did not think that I would get spotted so soon. Who is that? Brandenburg or Libertad? It's a Libertad. Wow. Kitakazi is going to go into smoke there. Okay, that's not a bad hit. 4K into a DD early. So they spawned a Libertad opposite a Ignis that is leaving the flank. Oh, and they're sending like everything. Not everything. They're sending a lot here. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna have to run. We're getting to this island, and then we're turning away. I need to do this so that when I'm flat broadside on to the Libertad, I am behind an island. Is the point of this? Right, so I'm at my most vulnerable here, and there's no way he's getting through that island with a salvo, right? That's the idea. I want you to notice our Adriatico and Jaeger positioning here. We have 0 spotting control help up north. This is another reason why we have to leave, unfortunately. We also need to get out while we have an engine boost as well. That's a big deal too. No fire on the Montpellier? He did damage control. Oh, a double. A double. That's what I'm talking about. Love to see it. Can't quite get over that. So our DDs have just full left. Like full left, eh? This is what I'm talking about. I don't want to like just constantly blame others. Okay, that maybe it sounds like I'm doing that. But I'm pointing these things out as a way to showcase that the way matches flow, like the flow of a game has changed drastically to the point where I do believe these cruisers just need these heals. Like, there's no other way that you're going to manage a match like this one and the vast majority of games that we're running into here. Man, the timing is a little bit tough here. We just ran out of engine boost, and now this is when they're around the corner on us. Okay, we gotta try and make it work, though. It's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna go after Rune, mostly first. His DPM is a problem. And farming down a Libertad is just gonna take years, so I will start on the Rune. I also turned my guns to the other side, so notice the Jean Bart on this angle. I don't want to just be focused in on shooting at this Rune while flat broadside onto that. I know it's really far away at this point, but he could push a little closer, and then we'd be in some serious trouble. Rune disengages right away. That's fine. Well, this is what Engine Boost lets us do, right? We're dodging a lot of this. Rune is quite healthy. And he turns in. Interesting. I was thinking he might turn away. Okay. I'm down for that. Let's fight. 5K is a very good start. 33 seconds until our booster. Looks like our team has won this one pretty soundly. So here I am all upset about the DD spotting, and yet it's worked out, right? But I'm just including this as like a... Trying to play this flank, I had to run all the way behind where I spawned. I actually spawned closer to the battle than where I am fighting from right now, right? That feels a little weird. That feels a little bad. But that is sometimes what we have to do in these cruisers. And there's no islands back here, so it's pretty risky to run these sorts of plays when we are not having a heal. Now that we have the heals, it's a little bit... a little more playable. Try and use booster here as Rune is trying to get away. Maybe we can help finish him off. Libertad just shot someone else. Good to see. Missing. Can I sneak one through this little cove here? Probably not. It probably needs to actually hit that cove to do any damage. Hey, look at this. A tier 8 game. Down even against tier 6s. A rarity, it seems. A lot of tier 10 battles, which, again, we need the heal for. I do want to play the flank. I like spawning flank in a ship like this one, where, you know, if I have to play open water, then I can have my broadside facing the map border. That way I'm not caught in a crossfire. That's why I turned my guns last game. You know, the Jean Bart was too far away, but it's still worth mentioning. Wouldn't mind being in a position to farm that. Can I even pen his deck armor now? I haven't looked at it yet, but that... I haven't made a video on it yet, but that whole line got an absurd buff where the entire flight deck and superstructure there is now fully armored. So at least at high tier, it's 38. It might be 32 on a Nebraska. Even that is absurd feeling. Okay, I don't know what his plan is, but we have a lot here to farm him down. Oh, there's an NC here. That's good to know. Instant DCP, interesting. 20 second damage control on this guy. Let's see, can I full pen? I do full pen, good. All right, 2 salvos, and then we use our booster now. See if we can't get the permas. Not leading quite enough. Oh, he's just walked around the corner to die on the torps, I see. Oh, actually, he didn't die on the torps. I thought he would. Hey, we get the fire. One of them. Okay, we miss out on the second superstructure fire. That's all right. Oh my, a Tago and an NC walking up this flank, so we need to angle to that. NC shot from right there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's actually very good for me. Because if he was pushing this flank, then, you know, I get spotted here. But I can still use this island chain to remain undetected. Pretty cool. So we're actually in quite a good spot with our ability to contest this flank and deal damage. Though, when our Sharn goes down, it'll be a little bit less good. I probably should have shot Sims there. Is he gonna ground? I think so. Doesn't matter, our team gets him. I think our Sharn does go down, actually. And they have something in our B cap. Oh, that is very weird. There's the Sharn, NC, rather. Maybe I should AP since he's so broadside, actually. Oh, that's an interesting thought. Let's do it. See how that goes. I should use my boosters more. Nice, we get the fire. Insta DCP, I kind of wish I had held it, but let's see what the AP gets. Bad. Let's see the second salvo. Bad. Let's see third salvo. He's quite broadside. Bad. Okay. I thought, oh, there we go. Wait, what changed? What did I do differently? We're doing like 1,000 damage, and then there's suddenly 7,000. My goodness. Well, we got the insta anyway. That's kind of cool. We're still spotted here. That's interesting. We gotta watch that we're broadside onto this side here. Trying to aim a little farther forward, get the bow superstructure section, that kind of thing, lit on fire would be nice. quite. It's too low. Front gun got over. Okay, so our Doria is full pushed in. Maybe we can trade this NC out, though. That would be really nice. I think my fire might get him. Let's move to the next battleship. Excellent. My fire did get him. I wonder if I'm getting spotted, actually, by DD up here. That seems plausible, actually. My engine boost is up, so let's make use of it. Lower tier battleships here. We should respect them still, but not as scared. Our Issei is actually looking for that DD, so pay attention to this. If he spots the DD, we want to turn and help on that. 19 seconds, we'll get our booster back. Can I get the fires? His immunity time should be out. My Hydra also up is allowing me to focus more on these shots. Hey, nice, we got one. No fire prevention. The rear of his superstructure is not on fire. Cleveland in the cap. Hey, nice, there's the double. Interesting. There's Torps. I went the wrong way. Charles has pretty good turning circle radius, though. Oh, that's why we love rudder mod, guys. I went the wrong way initially. Why did I think he was up here? Anyways. Oh, that's a nasty fire to get at the end yet. Okay, Clevelands are scary. Good. We're having a better game. The spotting is a little interesting, but making it work. Atago rushing a Bismarck 41. Maybe he gets him, actually. Our Bismarck is just kind of chilling there. So with Cleveland there, I want to actually head back this way because Mackinson Atago is there. I don't want to just have a straight up fight with a Cleveland. That's a lot of DPM. Still have heals. Actually, I should be using one. Atago is going for the YOLO. So I want to help a bit on that if I can. I'll use booster. Maybe that gets there in time. Gotta help our friends out. Oh, that did almost no damage. Okay, we get him. Good. Maybe a waste of a booster. Maybe not necessary, but it looks like Atago did not get his torps off somehow. Yeah, there's the Cleveland. That's what I was hoping for. I'll actually get to our booster soon-ish. Engine boost is out. Note, that's when this ship starts to feel sluggish again, where I want to be not taking fights open water, that kind of thing. I'm much more interested in playing a little bit more island campy, that sort of thing. Oh, the damage into other cruisers is just amazing. They traded? With a ram. Interesting. Alright, sure. Let's Hydro. We're getting spotted by, I think, the destroyer somewhere over here. Cleveland's a good ship, so you do have to respect it. I should be boosting. Oh, the instant I do. Pain. And I did not need enough for the DD. Sure. Okay, team gets him. That's fine. That's fine. The Kraken was not really on the cards for us. That's okay. 156 though, solid. Not the most insane damage, but against tier 6s and that, we had a lot of impact on this flank. I did not have a lot of... I did not support the cap very well. I think that's fair criticism, but this is not one where the cap battle mattered as much. It's usually when you gain control of the islands, then you can safely get the cap and maintain it. Otherwise, this angle is just far too strong combined with the people in spawn, which is why I like to try to get to that flank and help on that sort of push, or kite it if the enemy team decides to push from there. Speed juking, DD, well done. This guy's played well. We do have to note that we're seeing. I've been pretty critical of destroyer players around this video, but we've had a little bit of a tough time with them. So we do need to point out when destroyers are seemingly playing quite well, because that's what we want. We want destroyers to get better. We really, 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 really need DDs to get better. Oh, it's a 1 even. Nice. Oh, we're gonna get their cap, I guess. I did not expect the Crossadorn to be full pushing. But we get another chance for the armor piercing on this Yarshfeld. Please. Yes, we got a Citadel. Absolutely crazy. Oh, another 4. Wait, the AP. It's so back. We're so back. We're so back. I thought it was over, but we're back. Oh, I was so sad after that Mayoko shot went short. I'm glad we stayed with it. And we're going to take a very common position here just to get ourselves started. Nice. We'll get the fire right away. Damage control. Ah, the greed. Guys, this is what we have been waiting for. The greed DCP, the first fire you eat as you bow on your battleship. Yes. Yes. Now we relight. Now we relight. Surely. This is it. The power. Come on. Insta? Insta me. Yes. That's the Stern superstructure. He does not have fire prevention, so we'll get another one here. Oh, yeah? All right, you're on 2. Let's get the next guy. This is why I'm so greedy. This is why I never use reload boosters, guys, because it's... How satisfying is that? Isn't that just so satisfying? Oh, it feels so good. And then another fire. Oh, man, we're going crazy. We're lit, though, so maybe out here. Probably. You're also an insta DCP. Oh, my. Now, back in port, we have the Charles Martel and a bit of a lighthouse build. Not completely, because I am still taking concealment here instead of something like outnumbered. But with heavy HE, you can run this. It's a little challenging, but the range here is quite good, so it allows for it. Otherwise, I'd say maybe just swap heavy HE and SAP over to Survivability Expert, and then you're chilling. That extra HP is quite nice, and then you have the better concealment as well. Here is the upgrades. I really like steering gears, partially for the rudder shift, right? 6-second rudder is very nice. But also you noticed, maybe not every game, but the rudder gets knocked out like every salvo. So having it come back relatively quickly is quite nice. And so maybe I should be taking Last Stand, but I value the turret traverse and, of course, gun feeder for the potential AP shots, though it seemed like the AP was not as good as I was hoping, I suppose. Here's the armor. It was 25, overmatchable, 27, also pretty overmatchable at this tier. And you do get a bit of spaced armor here, but not really. It's not like Henry. Even Henry is quite citadelable these days relative to more modern ships designs that Wargaming have been releasing. But this one, gigantic exposed citadel here. The spaced part is in the middle, so if you aim under the turrets, that's where you're not even gonna have to deal with that at all. So very, very vulnerable ship when angled and when broadside, to be honest with you. It just eats a lot of damage if you get hit. The engine boost allows you to not get hit, but if you do, the heal is a big, big improvement. So that's gonna do it for the Charles here. But if there's other mid-tier cruisers that you really want me to check out, then let me know, and we could make some videos on those yet too. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.